The STAR test is an indicator of where you are at third grade to be college ready by the end of 11th grade. School districts will sell their souls for a good rating, okay? I've seen that, all right? You've heard about all the testing that goes on, okay? And it's not the state testing that's the problem. It's the testing that school districts put in place so that they can do benchmarking, they do practice tests. In fact, we put in the law that the most number of testing days you can have is 10%, which is like 18 days. Because some school districts are doing upwards of a quarter of their days in testing. And when you do too much testing, there's not a lot of time for learning. The tax test, which was the assessment of knowledge and skills, was a minimum skills test. That's why we went to the end of course exam. So it's not teaching down to a standard. In fact, the best way for us to know statewide who is actually delivering the curriculum that the state board devises, that's the best way to find out, is if you have the same test given on the same day to the kids of the same course. And the STAR is basically a ramp of where you are from third grade to eighth grade. Steve.
You kind of waded into the standardized testing thing. I was block walking with my team a couple of weeks ago and stopped at this woman's house, and man, I thought she was going to punch me. She
thought you were me?
She said with the most grim look on her face, she said, "Where do you stand on standardized testing, STAR?" And boy, I was like, oh man, this could be a really dicey deal. And I said, I'm not a big fan of state of Texas assessment of academic readiness. And she had then her face got even more angry. I thought, oh man, I stepped in it. And she said, why not? Why not? And I said, well, because I don't want to teach down to a test. And I said, especially here in the Woodlands, we've got a lot of AP kids, really gifted kids, that we're going to teach down to a standard down to a standard. And I said, I just don't agree with it. And she said, good answer. She said, you got my vote. She said, I just wanted to make sure if you were really serious or not. But what she said was she just came back from freshman orientation at the freshman campus. And she said the administration acknowledged the fact that they're going to spend 14 days in the first half of the year and 14 days in the second half of the year to get kids ready for STAR. That makes no sense to me. I like the idea in business, in an industry, of key performance indicators. I don't like the idea of standardized testing.
Right. Rob, would you like to comment on that?